Our lovely HP printer. It's a useful tool, but as any printer, it takes a lot of space. And finally, it was time to put it in order. I started with measuring the printer itself to get its dimensions. The idea was to have a stand that would still fit the printer under the table, but just very nicely and neatly organized. With a perfectly Picasso blueprint, it was time to make it into reality. First, I measured a distance for each of the board that needs to be cut, and then using a square ruler to make the cutting lines. I also got used to using a tape to protect the edges when making the cut, and it also helps with guiding the blade. This plywood board was a leftover from a previous project, and luckily for me, one of the sides was already in the dimensions that I needed, so the cuts were pretty simple. When it comes to DIY, I really like the level of customization that you can make. So the cuts of those two corners are there to fit the stand close to the wall. We don't want any splinters, so a good idea is to sand the corners because they got really rough after making the cuts. Next step, marking the spots for pre-drilling the holes for screws. Clamping the board is essential for drilling the holes, preventing it from moving. And let's go, my favorite part. Widening the holes for the screw head. First, I assembled the legs and the main upper board. Look at that! How awesome it looks! I know this is such a basic thing, but to be honest, I just somehow already feel that I just love it. We already have holes here for that little shelf that will go here in the middle, but we don't yet have pre-drilled holes here in this piece of the work. This was probably the most trickiest part of this whole assembly, and then I just figured out that I would just take it in a very not complicated way because it's not already like super precise anyways. So I just know that the holes here are 5 centimeters from the edge, so I'm just gonna measure that here and then put the hole here in the middle. That's very simple. You know, even little projects like this one can make you immensely happy. And that's the way of organized printer.